What's up, everyone? Welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. And it looks like the damping is contagious this Monday. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Better than ever.
Better than Josh.
You know what? We're still just riding the high from that unbelievably exciting Sunday night football game that we watched last night. Really just got the energy pumping with how many points were scored, how it went down. I know everyone's just like, it was hard to go to sleep with all the adrenaline pumping. But guys, joining us today on this Monday to play some Fantasy Football Jeopardy with us, he's returning to this show. Somehow we convinced him to come hang out with us again. Our friend John from For the Love of Sundays and It's a Vibe. He's a co-host on both of those shows. And then he's a content creator over with 32-Bit and the awesome team they're building over there. John B. J. Bats, thank you so much for coming on with us today, my man.
No problem, guys. I always find time to come hang out with you guys. Anytime I get to do a game show, play, have fun, talk fantasy, it's just like my favorite stuff. It's a game, it's fantasy football, and it's three of my favorite people. So I'll always make time. Always time.
John, I was sitting there crossing my fingers say, I hope number 3 is me. I hope number 3 is me. I hope number 3 is me. And then my heart skipped a beat when it was. Thank you, John.
There you go.
We're excited to have you back on here today. Guys, if you do not already follow John on Twitter, go follow him at FTLS_JBats. And that's JBats with 2 T's. It's right under his beautiful face right there. So make sure you go follow him over there. We got some people in the chat, and we're going to start off with some sad news. Bam said, R.I.P. Godwin. I'm sure we'll talk about this a little bit more when we go through the news, but Godwin is out for the rest of the year, it looks like. And, man, just one more travesty at the end of the season for fantasy football rosters. Jay Wall saying, Merry Chrysler Week. Merry Chrysler to you too, Jay Wall. Glad to have you in here. And Craig saying, what a completely normal and boring week of football. I don't envy you guys needing to come up with talking points for the week. It's been rough. It's been
tough.
Really rough. There just hasn't been much going on at all. Jay said, I saw mommy kissing Simon Claus. You did not, Jay. No one saw that. And what's up, Justin? Happy Monday. Glad to have you here.
Wait, so it happened? Just no one saw it?
I cannot comment, JL. I plead the fifth. Justin says, Josh, I am curious which 6 wideouts were better than Hill this week.
Like a ton of them, like Brandon Cooks in standard leagues. Gabriel Davis had a good game. I had all these guys ranked above Cooks, obviously. Christian Kirk had was pretty close. No. I stayed by it. Tyreek Hill, it was a great start. That's what I said.
The process.
A must start.
Don't judge the process based on the results, Josh. I got what you were saying, and it worked out. But Hill had a big old week this week. Yeah, Albert, what's up? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. And before we jump into the news for today, Albert has a question for us. He wants to know, would you start Metcalf or Beckham? I'm down by 12 points, full PPR. And that is a tough start. Josh, we'll come to you first. Which of these 2 players would you be starting?
I think I would have to go with Metcalf, actually. I understand why you might want to go Odell Beckham here. He's still a little concerning. He didn't practice most of the week. He's still new to this team. He's got a lot of upside, but Metcalf without Tyler Lockett, I think he's more of a lock to get 12 points. I know that's not what he's been doing lately, right? He's been pretty disappointing lately. He hasn't gotten 12 points in quite a few weeks now, but if it were my fantasy team, I'd be going with Metcalf.
John, what about you?
I'm probably the same way. I think you have to go Metcalf with Lockett out. I think there's just a safer target volume there. Beckham, both could get you 12 points. You're not out of the woods either way. So I think you're in good shape. I just think it's probably you're looking for a touchdown, and my bet is with Metcalf to score a touchdown over Beckham.
Man, and you know what? Just based on how we've seen how they're using Odell Beckham recently, my bet's also on a touchdown, but I'm going to go with Odell Beckham Jr.
Smart.
I like the Rams offense. I like how they've been using him. And if he's back healthy, I'm going to plug him in. But this one was really close. Took me a minute to figure out. JL, what about you? Are you on the Beckham side with me, or are you on the Metcalf side with these guys?
I'm on the Metcalf side. Sorry.
All the J's ganging up on me again. It always happens. You need someone without a J name on here with me. Justin, welcome in. Or we already said welcome into Justin, but he said J-Rob season next week versus the Jets. I know, another
Talking about a J.
And Marky Mark, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Marky Mark had an interesting question for us. Said down by less than 1 point. My opponent has played everyone, so he just needs 1 point. still have his RB2 spot open, trying to decide between Henderson tomorrow and Dearness Johnson today. So Henderson, in my eyes, is the obvious better play. But we're seeing every single day new COVID information comes out. I know Henderson was just activated. Things can happen. Games can get canceled. Do you take the risk with Dearness Johnson tonight and just assume he'll get you at least 1 point, or do you wait and play Henderson tomorrow? Jail, what do you think here?
It's Henderson for me. It's Henderson for me. Seattle has not been great at stopping the run, and I think he'll play.
Yeah, I don't think it's a question of if Henderson's the better play. I think we all agree Henderson's the better play.
I'm saying compared to Dearness Johnson, who we're not sure, right? Do we know
he's
for sure
expected to
Dearness
play.
Johnson's playing? Okay.
Dearness Johnson's expected to play.
He's
Either
gonna
way,
play.
it's Sarah Henderson for me.
Yeah. I think
It's
this question
easy
is
Darrell
on
Henderson.
COVID tolerance.
You
John,
gotta
do
go
you agree
Darrell
with these
Henderson.
guys?
You can't consider Dearness Johnson here. You know, that's just my opinion.
John, what do you think here?
I'm the same way. I think I get the mindset where like all I need is 1 point. Let me just try and get this 1 point out of Dearness Johnson. It's like I get it if you want to play it that way, but I'm not. I would rather play the better player and just get as many fantasy points as possible. I think Henderson, either one of these guys is going to get you more than 1 point. So you're in good shape. I think Henderson plays, you play him. He might not blow up, because Sony's, they're going to work in both backs, but you can get 1 point out of either guy. I'd rather go with the better player. So give me Henderson.
I get it, and I'm with you guys. I just think it was. I understand the reasoning behind
the logic is
Dearness
there.
Johnson tonight. I get it, but I'm with
Scary.
you.
Yeah.
If it was any more than 1 point, I would definitely go Henderson. But it's less than 1 point. That's where I start thinking about it the other way, guys. Before we get into our game for today, a couple reminders. Number one, if you're watching this video and you haven't done so already, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel at Front Yard Fantasy. It'll make our Mondays, and it makes sure you don't miss any of these awesome shows coming out with guests like John. And number two, Josh, I think we've got some news today.
We got some news. What else is new, right? What else is new with the news? I do want to get into our game, so just going to try to run through this pretty quickly. Let's start here. Chargers, they placed Austin Eckler on the COVID-19 list. So this is something we're going to have to monitor, keep an eye on throughout the week, right? Kevin Stefanski did not clear the NFL's COVID-19 protocols and will miss today's game, so he will not be the head coach tonight. Baker Mayfield and Case Keenum did not clear the protocols either, and Nick Mullins will be the starter. So get ready for the Browns' Nick Mullins-led offense.
I'm starting Nick Mullins and Scott Fishbowl, and I left Tyler Huntley on my bench. I am praying for a miracle tonight that I picked up like every backup quarterback in the league going into the playoffs, and I picked the wrong
you mean
one.
the number one scoring quarterback?
The number one scoring quarterback on the week scored almost 45 points. Scott Fishbowl scoring, and he's sitting on my bench, and I might miss the next round because of it. But Nick Mullins, watch. Tyler Huntley's the number 2 scoring quarterback on the week. The number 1 just hasn't played yet.
No, you might be right, but it's not Nick Mullins. I'm sorry. Let's keep going, guys. Vic Fangio said that he does not expect Teddy Bridgewater concussion to be placed on the injured reserve. However, Drew Lock is expected to start next week. This doesn't change a lot for me, guys. Yeah. Matt Rule said he is waiting for Sam Darnold's shoulder medical evaluation before making any decisions about who would start at quarterback going into week 16. So it doesn't look like he's locked into Cam Newton whatsoever, and I don't blame him. A few Buccaneers news. Leonard Fournette, hamstring injury. He's expected to miss a game or two. Mike Evans, hamstring is week to week, but he does have a chance to play next week going into week 16. And Chris Godwin, MCL, he will miss the rest of the season.
Boo.
Bad news for the
Very
Buccaneers
bad.
there. Mm-hmm. Bruce Arians said the team will welcome back Antonio Brown after his 3-game suspension. So they might be correlated here a little bit. But
in unrelated news,
yeah, exactly. He's like, Antonio Brown, get in here, because previously he was kind of like questioning
he was
whether
unsure,
they were but now he's
we'll
like,
see.
we need you. Will Fuller, this is very surprising for people. He appears to have suffered a setback and is likely out for the remainder of the season. What else is new, right? Jalen Waddle, however, will come off the COVID list. That's good news. Dolphins also signed Duke Johnson to their active roster after his awesome game this previous week. The Lions also signed running back Craig Reynolds to their active roster, and he's also looked pretty freaking good. I think if anything, it might lower like Swift's ceiling when he comes back, if he comes back. But still not concerned about him too much. Sterling Shepard suffered a torn Achilles. over this past weekend, and that is all the news. All sad
That
news,
is
pretty
all
much.
the news. Mostly sad news. I
Oh.
guess good news for Duke Johnson and
Cricket
Craig
time.
Reynolds.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I'm crooked.
And
I was trying
Jalen
to
Waddle
fix it.
coming off of the COVID list.
Ah. I might just be slanted the rest of the show while I try to figure this out. But
You look
guys,
pretty
we got Kevin here saying boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I have no idea what that word would be. That's why I S on company time. Not sure,
Slip.
Kev. Bird up. That's
Don't
why
slip. Be
that's
careful.
why
Sits.
I spoop on company
I
time.
sits on
I
company
sits.
time.
on company
That's why I
time.
sits on company times.
Mhm.
Also, Slim in here. What's up? Welcome in. So it looks like they lost Fryermuth, and they're wanting to know Fant with Lock. What do you think as far as streaming tight ends go? Slim, in my mind, there's a big old glob of tight ends after this top tier. There's the top tier, there's the next tier where I kind of slotted Muth into that next tier of startable tight ends, and then there's a glob. Fant's part of that glob, and I think he's fine to start, but he's in that same tier with a lot of other names. John, what do you think about Fant going forward with Lock?
I think, like you said, it's just kind of the position. If that's your best bet, if you can do worse than Fant for sure. You're hoping for a touchdown. That's kind of all you're at with these guys. It's just this whole. If you don't have the top 4 guys, 5 guys, it's just a slew of everybody else. And so Fant's fine. I think he's okay. I'm not trusting the passing attack with Drew Lock. I'm not trusting the passing attack of Denver. So maybe there's somebody else out there. But in terms of streamable tight ends, there's worse streamable tight ends out there.
Yeah. Justin wants to know Eagles or Rams defense. He has Gibson in one of those defenses playing against Cook and the Eagles kicker, and he is up 6. JL, where would you go on this one? Eagles or Rams D?
Let's see. Eagles are playing Washington. Rams are playing Seattle. I would go Eagles.
Go Eagles. What about you,
Yep.
John?
I'm the same. Eagles are on. What am I saying? Washington's on their 3rd or 4th quarterback at this point, so I'm taking the Eagles D. I think they're a great start this week.
I'm with you. Josh, do you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay, guys, we are going to get into our game for today. We are playing some fantasy football Jeopardy. Josh, I'm going to pass it over to you to explain how this game works and get us started.
Like Simon just said, we were playing Football Jeopardy here, and it's a lot like the television game show Jeopardy. However, all the questions asked today will be football related. It'll be very similar to how Jeopardy is played. However, we will not buzz in to answer the questions. We will be going in an order. We'll be starting with John, then we'll go to Simon, then we'll go to JL, and let me get the board up here for everyone to see so we can kind of start looking at this. And today we are playing our rule we've been playing. If you answer a question correctly, you will be able to pick the category of the contestant that goes after you in our order. If it's your turn and the person didn't get it correctly in front of you, you will get to decide what category and which question you would like to answer. Keep in mind that the questions that have larger prizes, the $500 questions, for getting correct they should be more difficult. Okay. In my opinion, they're a lot more difficult than the $100 question. So if you want an easy question, go for the lesser value ones, right? If you get a question correct, you earn the amount shown. We will not be assigning negative points. You do not have to answer in the form of a question. Once we get through all the questions on the board or we run out of time, we'll get into Final Jeopardy and we'll go over that once we get there, where contestants will wager their amounts. Whoever has the most money at the end will be our champion today. Let's get in there, guys.
You mean me? Also, I just want to say, what's up, Apple? Hope you're doing well. Apple has a question for Stream Komet, Njoku, or Moreau if Muth Higbee remain out next week. Njoku's only an option for me if the other 2 tight ends are out. If you're missing Harrison Bryant and Austin Hooper, then I might go Njoku here. Otherwise, I'm probably going Komet. He's been sneaky good. I think people don't realize how consistent he's been at the tight end position. Josh, what do you think here?
I agree. It would be Komet for me. And I think Darren Waller has a really good chance of returning next week. So it's not Moreau and Njoku, like you said. If he's the only tight end there and we see him have a good game tonight, then it quite easily could be Njoku. But right now it's Komet.
John, what do you think? Are you in agreement?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I think you just kind of roll with the hot hand. And he's kind of the hottest of the 3 right now. Yeah.
You ready, Josh?
Let's get in there. So, John, we're starting with you. Simon's going second, like I said, and JL will run it all up.
I'll run it all up.
Yeah, he'll run it all up for us. But John, listen, you got the whole board available to you. Let me quickly go over the categories. We have 2021 player stats mashup. So, like I kind of explained at pre-show, this is not rushing yards compared to rushing yards. Who has more rushing yards? This would be more questions like who has more period. Is it Cooper Kupp more receiving yards or Jonathan Taylor more rushing yards, right? So it's kind of a stats mashup. There's week 15 fantasy points. That's pretty self-explanatory. We're going streaking. The answer for each one of these questions is going to be a player that is streaking currently. Maybe they have a streak of touchdowns or a streak of over 100 yards or a streak of over 20 fantasy points, something like that. Odd man out. There's going to be a list of players, and you have to choose the one that does not really belong in the grouping. You'll see once we get into the questions. And then we have the FanDuel Monday Night Football special. There's a bunch of player prop bets and just certain bets from the FanDuel Sportsbook involving both of the games tonight, Monday night. Nice. Let's get in there.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to start with we're going streaking for 100, please.
I watched this movie last night on cable at my parents' house. I accidentally stayed up an hour later than I intended to. Old school, because it came on and I was like, what am I going to do? Turn old school off? No, I'm going to watch the whole freaking movie. It had been
That's
years,
perfect.
But
I love it. I love that movie. All right, John, here's your question. $100 on when we're going streaking. John, what player has at least one touchdown in their last 11 games played? Is it Austin Eckler, Antonio Gibson, or Jonathan Taylor?
That is Jonathan Taylor.
John thinks it's Jonathan Taylor, the player that has scored at least one touchdown in their last 11 games played, and he would be correct. That's a pretty there you go.
Start off with an easy.
So that's going to get you 100 points and the early lead. The beautiful thing about this is that you get to choose Simon's next category as well.
Ooh, okay. Let's go with odd man out for 100. Yeah,
so
odd man out for 100.
I revealed. No, I get to pick the number, but you can pick my.
Oh, I picked that. Okay, odd man out. You pick the number.
Let's go 300.
Odd man out for 300. Let's get in there, Simon. Simon, which player does not have at least 4,000 passing yards so far this season? Is it Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, or Justin Herbert? Which player does not have at least 4,000 passing yards?
This one's tough.
Out of these three options,
are you sure there's one that doesn't?
I'm pretty sure.
I'll go with Herbert.
Simon's going to go with Herbert. And the right answer is Josh Allen. Dang. Josh Allen does not have 4,000 passing yards. Josh Allen has 3,734. Patrick Mahomes with 4,052. And Justin Herbert with 4,058. I am sorry, Simon, you did not get that one correct. But it's a tougher one. It's a tougher one.
It was dumb, and I'm an idiot.
Fair enough. So, JL, we're coming to you, and you are going to get to choose your category and your own value.
Before JL does that, though, Slim in here saying, are we supposed to answer? Yeah, play along in the chat. Throw your answers in there. We'll give you some props if you start getting these questions right. Also, Midnight, welcome in. Glad to have you here. And Peng's pick saying, please go streaking. Okay, that'll be some exclusive premium content, but we'll make sure to get that out. We'll send you the link, Davis.
Would want that nasty. All right. Let's go with week 15 fantasy points for 400.
Week 15 fantasy points for 400. JL feeling confident about this last week.
Whatever I want.
JL, put these players in order in terms of fantasy points in week 15. 4 points per passing touchdown. There's Joe Burrow, Tom Brady, and Jared Goff. Put them in order.
Joe Burrow, Tom Brady, and Jared Goff. Okay. I'm gonna go with Jared Goff. And then I'm going to go with Burrow. Then I'm going to go with Tom Brady.
So your order is going to be Goff, Burrow, Brady.
Goff, Burrow, Brady.
Absolutely disgusting.
And we got some answers in the chat that are agreeing with you. Midnight saying Goff, Burrow, Brady.
Nice.
Albert saying Goff, Burrow, Brady. So let's see if you guys are correct. Yes, you're absolutely correct. Jared Goff, 20.6 fantasy points. Joe Burrow over 12, and Tom Brady just below 5 fantasy points this week.
Tom
that
Brady
was
hurt
disappointing.
me in some leagues.
I am disappointed. I had Tom Brady going in the FTLS first week of the playoffs this year. And
damn.
So I was in a good position. I was feeling confident. I had Tom going last night. I'm like, all right, if I can get like 20 points out of Tom, I'll feel really confident going in because he has McLaurin and I forget someone and Renfro. I'm like, I'll feel confident going into it because I'll be up like 40 points. I get 4 points and I'm only up like 20 now, and now I have Renfro and Terry McLaurin who could absolutely put me in a grave, and I'm so bummed out. I'm so bummed out.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Also, we got Marky Mark in here, and Marky Mark, I just want to let you know,
don't feel
do
bad
not
about that.
apologize. We love questions, and that was a
Yeah.
really, really good one. This time of year, like right now with what's been going on,
Yeah.
John and I were talking before the show. We've never seen a week with injury news like this, COVID news like this. And so your question was very relevant. I assume there's lots of people in a similar scenario to you. Do I take the downgraded player that's starting today, or do I play the better play tomorrow? That's I enjoyed getting to talk about that. And that's what we're here for. We like answering your questions. So if you've got any, keep on asking them throughout the show.
Yeah, we love them.
Couldn't agree more. And JL, great job on that question there. That's going to get you 400 points and the lead right now.
Whoop, whoop.
That's what I'm talking about. And guess what, JL? You get to pick John's category going into the next round.
All right, John. Let's give John.
Dang.
We're going streaking. Fancy Fred, what up?
Yes.
It's been a while, Fancy Fred.
It has. Let's go with we're going streaking.
All right.
We're going streaking.
I'm going to swing for the fence with 500.
Oh, he's not messing
Yeah.
around. He is not
No.
messing around here. All right. Let's
Travel the metaverse.
Yeah, Fancy Fred was in the metaverse, but now he's back.
He's back.
Welcome
It's
back.
about
What a
time.
fancy
To buy me a
trip.
cup
I'm
of
happy to
coffee
see
this week too.
And then Slim saying he bench bro for Hertz. That's what he meant to say there. That looks like that's going to be a really good call.
It's
I hate autocorrect when it changes
Yeah.
words to hide
Yeah, right?
screen.
I just three.
It does that all the time in my phone.
Same.
All right, John, here's your question. We're
All
going
right.
streaking. John, I want you to name the 2 players that have caught at least 5 receptions in their last 4 games played. There's Devontae Adams, Brandon Cooks, Travis Kelce, and Marquise Brown. 2 of these players have caught at least 5 receptions in their last 4 games played.
That is tough.
Which 2? Yeah, I know, right?
This is going to make me. This is wow. I think I might.
All
right,
It's a tough one, right?
Yeah, I know it's not Marquise Brown, Travis Kelce. I'm going to go with Devontae Adams and Brandon Cooks for the last 2. Yeah, because Brandon Cooks has been all right lately, and Devontae Adams is Devontae Adams. He's been fine. So yeah, I'm going to go Adams and Cooks.
You're gonna
Last
lock
4
in
games.
Adams and Cooks here.
Yeah, I don't feel great about it, but I'm locking it in. Yeah.
So Midnight in the chat agrees with you. Also thinks Adams and Cooks.
Let's go.
Albert thinks it's Brown and Adams.
And I don't want to see
Slim
you, but Albert is
thinks it's
the
Cooks and
ringer
Adams.
in the chat who comes in and just knocks these games out of the park. So we'll see.
And Albert's saying Brown and Adams. So the right answer is Devontae Adams and Marquise Brown.
Wow, I would not
Devontae
have
Adams
gotten
and
that.
Marquise Brown. Yeah, that was a
Brown
tough
was the
one.
one I was like certain was not in.
I was convinced Marquise Brown was not one of them. That's so funny. He was the one that I was like, oh yeah, cut him out easy. No,
If I'm being completely honest with you, if I saw this question, I think I would agree with you. And I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, but 2 of the last 4 games, he had exactly 5 catches.
Yep.
I think last week he had like a lot. He had like 10 catches, but yeah, Devontae Adams and
Wow.
Marquise Brown each had 5 receptions in the last 4 games played. So that will take us to Simon here. Simon,
and
you get to pick your own category.
So this is where I've been in this situation before where I have no money. And the last time I was here, everyone else had money. I kept swinging for the fences to try to catch up and ended up with $0 for most of the game. But I've learned nothing. I'm going to do it again. FanDuel Monday Night Football special for 500.
Oh, he's not messing around. FanDuel Monday Night Football special for 500. Let's get in there, Simon.
Put these in
Simon,
order.
I want you to put these players in order in terms of receiving yard totals.
Oh my
They're
god!
over under of receiving yards
Oh,
from,
Lord.
from most to least. All right. We have Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs, Dalvin Cook, and Darnell Mooney. I want you to put these in order.
Mooney, Jacobs, Cook.
So you're going to say Renfrow has the highest over under in terms of receiving yards, then Mooney, then Jacobs, then Cook, right?
Yes.
He's gonna get it right. It's just Simon's so lucky like that.
Well, Simon's going with Renfrow, Mooney, Jacobs, Cook, and he would be correct.
I knew it.
Renfrow, Mooney, Jacobs, Cook. Hunter Renfrow with 76.5 over under, Mooney with 53.5, Jacobs with 24.5, and Cook with 16.5. Great freaking job, Simon. I am impressed. That one would have been tougher for me personally.
I spent some time on putting together some Prize Picks entries today as well, using receiving yards as the stat that I was using over there. So I've seen it's some similar over unders there as well. So I think that
for
helped
me personally, it would have been Josh Jacobs and Dalvin Cook that kind of threw me off. I might have put Cook above Josh Jacobs, but Jacobs has been super involved in the receiving game lately, and Cook has a shoulder injury, so maybe that's part of the reason here, right?
Fancy Fred wants some points on the board for getting one right. Yeah, we'll get
No proof, Fancy Fred.
Oh yeah, Fancy Fred. You got all the points.
Fax us the proof. Fax us the proof, and then we'll put your points on the board.
Yeah.
So Simon, good job on that one. You will get to pick JL's category going into his next question.
And I'm winning. JL, you are going to do 2021 player stats mashup. We're going to try out Josh's new category.
2021 player stats mashup. JL, which one would you like to go with?
Let's go with you know what? Let's go with 500.
Oh, he's not messing around. 2021 player stats mashup for 500. Let's go, JL. Put these stats in order from largest to smallest. Mark Andrews receiving touchdowns, Kirk Cousins passing touchdowns, Austin Eckler's total touchdowns, and Cooper Kupp's receiving touchdowns.
Oh, dear God.
What have I done?
This is brutal.
What a bear of a question.
What?
Are you sure, Josh?
I am absolutely positive. I want you to do this.
God.
Oh, this was supposed to be for 5,000.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, you made a mistake. Can you edit it real quick before I answer?
No, this is the question, JL. This is the question.
All right. Kirk Cousins passing touchdowns.
Jay
Austin
in the
Eckler
chat seems to agree with you. Josh, you are evil, and I am here for it.
And I'm here for it. Austin Eckler total touchdowns. Cooper Kupp receiving touchdowns. And Mark Andrews. Okay, well, Kirk Cousins, I feel like is number one quarterback there. Total touchdowns. That's got to be pretty high, right? And then I guess I'll go Austin Eckler and Austin Eckler, and then I'll go Cooper Kupp, Mark Andrews, Kirk Cousins, Eckler, Kupp, Andrews.
So JL is going to go with Kirk Cousins passing touchdowns, Austin Eckler's total touchdowns, Cooper Kupp's receiving touchdowns, and Mark Andrews receiving touchdowns. Midnight saying Eckler, Kupp, and Cousins, Andrews, and Albert is saying, agreeing with you, JL, saying Cousins, Eckler, Kupp, Andrews.
And getting agreement from Albert is usually a good thing over there. That
usually
dude
a good
is pretty
thing.
good
Albert's
at
my guy.
All right, JL. Well, you were correct.
No, you
Oh, wow.
I
Kirk
figured
Cousins
the
has
QB
27
passing one.
touchdowns.
Yeah, QB passing touchdowns has to be higher. I feel that would be super odd. The Eckler, I feel like just the total touchdowns has to be higher because he gets a lot. He gets a lot of them. The Kupp and Andrews one was a guess. But I just figured since Cooper Kupp has had such a year, it's probably him.
Such a year.
Good job, JL. Great breakdown.
Thank you.
Breakdown. And you will get to pick John's category going into the next round.
All right, John. Let's stick with the mashup.
Oh man, god damn it. I'll take 300, please.
All right, 2021 player stats mashup for 300. Let's get in there, John. John, which is greater? Travis Kelce's receiving yards, Najee Harris's rushing yards, or Lamar Jackson's rushing yards?
So,
just name the one.
Just name whichever one's the
largest amount.
I'm gonna say, wow. Okay, I'm gonna say
fun category.
This is a fun category. I actually like this. Is this including Travis Kelce's most recent game?
It is.
Okay, I'm gonna say Travis Kelce's
all games
yards.
played.
I'm gonna say Travis Kelce's receiving yards.
John is going to say Travis Kelce's receiving yards. We have a couple guesses in the chat, and they both disagree with you. Midnight saying Lamar, and Greg is saying Najee. So let's see what the actual answer is here. You're correct, John. It's Travis Kelce's receiving yards. Let's go. So Travis Kelce has 1,066 receiving yards. Lamar Jackson has 767 rushing yards. And Najee Harris has 891 rushing yards. Great job, John.
Well
Let's
done.
go.
Josh, what a cool category. Like
I
I
this one actually like
I
it a
never
lot.
think
Yeah.
about these against each other, like receiving yards versus rushing yards. This is fun.
Thank
I would
you,
have gotten
thank
both
you.
of them wrong so far, but it's fun. Also, Greg saying fail, LOL. Yeah,
That's okay.
if you watch, you'll see us fail time and time and time.
Constantly.
we feel plenty.
Our stream is based. We might as well title all of our streams like Front Yard Fantasy Fail Compilation.
How about just front
with-
yard failure?
We're rebranding.
That's-
We're Front Yard Failure now.
That's sad and true.
Also, Albert got it again.
Let's
Came
go,
in at the
Albert.
last second with that one. Nice
Yeah.
job.
Albert.
And then Fancy Fred coming in saying Lamar has missed 2.75 games, just saying. And that's part of the question, though. If you kind of put that together, you realize he's missed some games, then you can kind of add that into the equation of figuring out the answer, right?
Yeah, Najee doesn't run quite as much.
Exactly. So, John, great job on that last one. You get to pick Simon's next category.
I'm going to go with week 15 fantasy points.
All right, week 15 fantasy points. Simon, are you going big or going home, or are you going to take it a little bit easier on this one?
Let's go 200.
All right, week 15.
I don't want to
fantasy
put
points for
anything in
200.
order.
Simon, who scored more PPR fantasy points in week 15? Brandon Cooks or DJ Moore?
Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks is absolutely the correct answer. We're not even going to waste
Nailed
our time with that. That was a relatively easy one, but good job, Simon. You know,
I will take that money and run.
like I typically say, those $100 questions and the $200 questions are usually on the easier side. I'll give you that much. Great job, Simon. You get to pick JL's next category. Midnight got Cooks correct as well. I know we kind of just sped through that one. Good job, Midnight.
I
Well
want to
done.
see all of these questions, but I don't want to answer any of them. So 2021 player stats mashup for JL.
JL,
Like I like
2021 player
thinking
stats
about
mashup.
them, but I don't want the pressure.
There you go. That's good game theory right there, right?
All right,
something.
give me 400.
All right, 2021 player stats matchup for 400, JL. Let's get in there. JL, which is greater? CJ Uzama's targets, Leonard Fournette's receptions, Devontae Smith's receptions, or Tom Brady's passing touchdowns?
This is insane.
This is harder than the 500 one.
You had to put that one in order, though, didn't you?
Yeah, this is something to pick.
Oh,
one.
This
you're
is
right,
just
you're
going to
right.
pick whichever one's the greatest. This is fun.
Oh God. Okay. Uzama. All right. His targets can't be that high. Leonard Fournette. I feel like his receptions aren't super high, if I remember correctly. Tom Brady did start the season with the highest passing touchdowns, but is that enough to be more than Devonta Smith's receptions? No, that can't be. It's got to be Devonta Smith's receptions. I'm gonna go with that.
You're going to go with Devonta Smith's receptions.
There's no way he has more passing touchdowns than Devonta Smith has receptions.
Midnight is agreeing with you, though. He's saying Smith here. So,
All right, I'll go Smith.
well, yeah.
I think you're wrong.
The correct answer is Leonard Fournette's receptions. He has 69
Damn it.
catches. CJ
Nice.
Uzama has 50 target. Devonta Smith has 50 catches, and Tom Brady has 36 passing touchdowns. I threw that one in there as a little bit of just a fun mess with you kind of one, the Tom Brady passing touchdowns. But I'm sorry, JL, you broke it down pretty well, but you just went with the wrong person in terms of catches.
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong. Leonard Fournette leads in running back receptions, right? Isn't that what
He
we said?
absolutely does.
I remember I
maybe
got
that's
one.
rushing.
I got one wrong on Fantasy Fortune last time we played. It was Leonard Fournette receptions versus Cordero Patterson receptions, and I said Patterson, not realizing that Fournette was the leader in receptions at the running back position this year.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's
just like we all
touchdowns.
predicted.
Just like we all predicted.
Yeah,
Just like we all
absolutely.
predicted.
Absolutely insane. Jay said, I get the points and I give them to John
Oh, thank you.
for getting it right.
Austin Eckler has the second most receptions with 62, and he's tied with Najee Harris, who also has 62 receptions.
Nice. So they're right there. They're
Leonard
not coming
Fournette's
the
sitting there
door.
at 69.
And Fancy Fred says, which is greater, Tom Brady's points scored last night or any positive number in the universe?
His NFL points scored
NFL
or his
points. he
fantasy
scored.
points scored.
Even his fantasy points score weren't much better.
Yeah,
I was about to say, but if his fantasy points scored, then you got to
Like
go with Tom
3.
Brady's points scored last
Yeah,
night.
yeah, I would go with
If it's
that.
fantasy points, then he scored more than an infinite number of positive numbers in the universe last night. That's how good he did. Just have to break them down really small.
So JL, I'm sorry you did not get that last question correct, but you're still in the lead, so you can take some solace in that fact, right?
Solace taken.
You are not going to get to pick John's next category, and John, you get to pick your own category and dollar amount.
I'm going week 15 fantasy
points for John.
For 500.
Okay. JL somehow made it happen. Okay, week 15 fantasy points for 500. John, I want you to put these players in order in terms of PPR fantasy points in week 15. Duke Johnson, Saquon Barkley, James Robinson, and Leonard Fournette.
So it's Duke Johnson. I know that much, number one. And then James Robinson had a decent day, got in the end zone. So I'm going to go Johnson, Robinson, Barkley, and Fournette. Yeah, Duke Johnson, James Robinson, Saquon Barkley, Leonard Fournette.
So you're going with Duke Johnson, James Robinson, Saquon Barkley, and Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see the right answer here. And I am sorry, John. You switched up Leonard Fournette and Saquon Barkley.
Damn it. I thought I had it.
The correct order would have been Duke Johnson, James Robinson, Leonard Fournette, and Saquon Barkley. That was a close one, though.
Yeah. James Robinson up there at 2, I think was the harder one, and that's the one I got wrong. I was mixing those up. I was like, oh, that's where he mixed it up.
Yeah.
For me, I think I would have mixed up exactly what John mixed up if I was given this question. I probably would have just assumed Leonard Fournette had a little bit of a worse game because it felt like the whole offense last night, right, was just a mess, right?
Yeah.
So I understand that logic, but this is the correct order, and we are going to go to Simon here. Midnight did have an answer for himself. He went with Johnson, Robinson, Barkley, and Fournette. Also wrong, but also agreed with you, John. So kind of right there with us.
Yeah.
So, Simon, you get to choose your category in question.
Okay. You know what? Just to get it off the board so neither one of these guys can take it, I will go odd man out for 500.
Ooh, the last $500 question. Let's go, Simon. Simon, which player does not have at least 8 total touchdowns? Javonte Williams, Damian Harris, Justin Jefferson, or Stephon Diggs?
Man, the fact that this is a $500 question makes me question every single thing here.
I know,
okay, Diggs.
You're going to go with Stephon Diggs?
Yes.
You going to lock that in?
I'm locking it in.
The man is going with Stephon Diggs. Well, which player does not have at least 8 total touchdowns? Albert is agreeing with you.
Ooh,
maybe a good sign of things are coming. Oh, Midnight also agreeing with you.
Hey. They're following.
Hey. Bam coming in. Also agree with you.
We got a whole squad now. Bam, right, Midnight, Albert, and Simon.
The correct answer is Javonte Williams does not have 8 total touchdowns.
I thought Diggs had exactly 8. I was like, oh, I feel like he's got exactly 8.
I knew this one was tricky when I put it together. That's why it's the $500 question. I feel like a lot of people think Javonte Williams has been scoring a ton of touchdowns. It feels like he
Williams
has.
Was the obvious answer because he's splitting in a backfield, and so I didn't pick it because I thought you were trying to get me to pick Williams when it was either Jefferson or Diggs. And instead of thinking about actually how many touchdowns they scored, I was just trying to get in your head here, and I ruined it. I
completely get it. Well, no one in the chat got it correct. Chosen Rose came in and said Damian Harris. Midnight said the running backs are locked in. But, hey, Javonte Williams is the correct answer here. I am sorry, Simon. You did not get it correct.
Well, the way he's running, he deserves to have 15 touchdowns. But,
yeah.
Next year.
We got a question in between these rounds here. We got a question from Bam asking with Dylan and Aaron Jones kind of splitting the backfield. Aaron Jones still getting more fantasy points. What do you guys think about the ADP of both of these guys will be going into next season?
That's an awesome question. I think it's funny. I think that they can both be super valuable next year. It all depends on what Aaron Rodgers does. That's honestly, it sounds like a cop-out answer, but that's everyone on Green Bay is like, if Aaron Rodgers is there, they can both be top 24 backs for sure. I think there's touchdown upside. It can happen. Aaron Jones is electric, and they're starting to use Dylan a lot. So if Aaron Rodgers is gone, then you're in a bad situation. Best case scenario, Aaron Rodgers stays and you have a new Kamara Ingram, 1-2 punch, and they both have great fantasy production. It might take away the upside of one of them, but they'll both be decent backs. But yeah, please hold until Aaron Rodgers figures out where the hell he's going, and then I'll give you a more solid take.
Yeah, I think we've seen pairs of running backs be like mid-round picks, both of them, right? This year, Javonte Williams was like a 4th, 5th round pick. I think he was like it was like middle of the 5th round, if I'm remembering properly. Melvin Gordon was like a 7th round pick. I think we're going to see something similar here. They're going to fall back a little bit, maybe a 4th and a 7th round pick wouldn't be ridiculous for Aaron Jones in the 4th, AJ Dillon in the 6th or 7th kind of round. It just takes the upside out of both of them, but they have like incredible upside as far as running backs go, where the situation can improve in an instant if one of those guys goes down.
I think it was summed up pretty well. I think Aaron Jones is probably going to be outside the top 12 running back going next season. If Aaron Rodgers is there, probably not though. If Aaron Rodgers is gone, I'm pretty certain he will be. Yeah.
Also, Now Beach 89 wants to know, we do not know fantasy basketball very well. We play in one league, but we do not know fantasy basketball.
So I beat Simon so bad in that league.
Congratulations.
Who won the championship last year?
You on a technicality.
Oh, you mean you started the wrong person? That's the technicality?
I don't remember what it was. I just remember
guys, the technicality is that Josh scored more points and had better team.
But then he played and you didn't put him in your lineup?
I remember what it was, Josh, and I don't trust
something like that.
Okay, so now
you're up.
Since I got that one right, like we all remember, I'll pick JL's category here.
No. JL, you get to pick your own category in question.
All right, I'll go with week 15 fantasy points for 300, please.
All right, JL. JL, who scored more PPR fantasy points in week 15? Dawson Knox, Kyle Pitts, or Dalton Schultz?
I'm pretty sure it's Dalton Schultz. I'm going to go with Dalton Schultz.
The man's going with Dalton Schultz. And he's correct. He's correct. Dalton Schultz scored a lot more fantasy points than Dawson Knox and Kyle Pitts. Albert also got it correct. Great job, Albert. Let's go, JL. That's going to give you $300 additional dollars, and you're still in the lead, obviously. You got $1,200 compared to Simon, $700, John, $400. It's still anyone's game, especially with Final Jeopardy coming up. We saw Simon make a miraculous comeback in Final Jeopardy.
Yeah, John, I had less than half of the 2 people on here, and you know what? If they get it wrong, it doesn't matter how much money they have.
That's right. That's right.
Come here now, said JL cheat against Josh. That's not true.
That's what you have to do to win, you know.
Also, Midnight wants to know: is there a chance Fields puts up close to the same numbers as Huntley?
Is there a chance? Yes.
Is there a non-zero?
No.
Yeah, there's a non-zero probability, but I would bet my life savings, my parents' life savings, Josh's hat, JL's headphones, and John's jersey collection behind him that he doesn't.
It would be the first time in his NFL career. That he would do that. I think the highest he scored was like 25 points one week.
Now his career is not very long, but there's nothing on the Chicago side giving me the confidence to think that tonight's going to be the night that gets.
I think you need rushing upside to be able to do something like that, and Justin Fields absolutely has that.
Yeah, there is a chance.
I don't have a lot of confidence. I mean, it's much less than a 1% chance in my mind.
0.01.
Much less.
Yeah, I'll put it at 0.27. But John, we're coming to you, and JL gets picked the category.
All right. Let's go with Jay,
take it easy. Take it easy.
I put that up there just to get you. Jay said Boston New England jerseys aren't worth much of anything, Simon. What are you giving them, JL?
Let's go with odd man out.
All right. I'll do odd man out for 400.
All right. Let's get in there.
Yeah.
John, which player does not have at least 650 rushing yards? Is it Jalen Hurts, James Robinson, Myles Gaskin, or Melvin Gordon?
Wow. Well, my gut reaction, man, I'm going to go with Myles Gaskin just because I think he missed enough time that he's probably behind that 650 mark, but I don't like this answer either. I'm going to say Myles Gaskin.
All right, he's saying Myles Gaskin. Midnight in the chat agrees with Gaskin. Toys and Rose is going with Gordon here.
Oh, Gordon's had a good season so far.
Well, the correct answer of who does not have at least 650 rushing yards is Myles Gaskin. Great job, John.
Nice.
Great job.
Nice.
580. Let's go.
I was
right back in the mix here, John.
Let's
I was
go.
so tempted to think that, like, I would have been so tempted to say Robinson. Like, I know he's been the lead back there, but just with how awful that offense has been, there's probably some recency bias there. Take this week out of it, but man, nice job. Now I'm in last place, John. Thanks a lot.
Sorry, buddy.
Not only are you in your last, John gets to pick your category as well.
I was gonna say, I'll give you the nice, easy odd man out.
Pigeonhole him. Okay, that's about the same.
200. Take that lead back is what I'm going to do right here.
All right, odd man out for 200. Simon, which player does not have at least 1,000 receiving yards? Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, or DK Metcalf?
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, it's DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf has 753 yards. Good job, Simon.
Also,
this is absolutely anyone's game here.
Bam guessed J-Rob on that last one, and then he said Urban mind wiped me. Yep, me as well.
Mind wipe. Got the Men in Black.
On the way out of the facility, like we don't even remember it because on the FL screen, just during the middle of Sunday Night Football, he came up and just pushed the button, and now we don't remember what happened while he was there. I get to pick JL's category, and JL, you're going to do Week 15 fantasy points.
Classic.
Hey, Week 15 for fantasy points for 100. JL, who scored more PPR fantasy points in Week 15? Jonathan Taylor or Javonte Williams?
Jonathan Taylor.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's correct. Jonathan Taylor scored more fantasy points in Week 15. 23 points to Javonte Williams, 12.1. Good job, JL. You can pick John's next category.
All right, let's take a trip on over to the FanDuel Sportsbook
Monday
night.
All right, John.
I'm gonna go 300.
300. All right.
Midnight saying I'm like 2 for 100 with guesses today.
Me too. Me too. Midnight. Me too.
All right, John. Which of these players is favored to have more rushing yards tonight? Justin Fields or David Montgomery?
I'm gonna say David Montgomery is probably favored to have more rushing yards. Yeah.
Seems like a
going
layup.
with David Montgomery.
Seems like a layup, but this is tricky. Now that's the problem. It seems like a layup, so I feel like I'm wrong. But I'm gonna say David Montgomery.
John, I'm sorry. No, I'm joking. You're right. David Montgomery, 59.5.
That's pretty
compared
close.
to Justin
Closer
Fields,
than I thought.
42.5.
Close. Yeah,
I
that's
did not
close.
think Fields would be that high.
I thought he'd be in the
pretty wild.
20s, honestly.
Albert is coming in agreeing with Montgomery. Fields has been running a lot lately. He ran a lot last week, so I guess they're expecting more or less the same this week against when they face off, right, against the Vikings. So someone came in the chat and said anything can happen against the Vikings, and I guess I kind of agree. So John, great job, and you get to pick Simon's category.
We're going streaking.
We're going streaking.
Now pick the category.
Okay, 1 second. Let me just 400. Let's do it because then at least JL can't have it.
Yeah, all right.
I guess I'm losing to everybody now. John's ahead. God.
Simon, what player has at least one rushing touchdown in their last 4 games played? Is it Deebo Samuel, Ezekiel Elliott, Leonard Fournette, or all the above?
You mean each, or in each of their last 4 games played?
Has at least one rushing touchdown in their last 4 games played?
Okay, one touchdown over 4 games.
No, JL, you're
in
wrong.
each of their last 4 games.
I asked the question. How could I be wrong?
No, I was saying the way whenever you said no, you said okay. So in their last 4 games, I was saying the statement
in
you
each
made
of their
at the end
last
was
4
wrong.
games. It's in each.
Yeah, the question you asked first was right. The statement you made at the end was wrong. I got what you're saying, Josh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen all of the above in here, so I'll pick that one.
You're going to say all the above. You're going to say each one of these guys has at least one rushing touchdown in each of their games.
If it wasn't, why wouldn't you just put a 4th name in there? Yeah, I'll go all of the above.
That's a good question. Why wouldn't I just do that? But you're wrong. It's Deebo Samuel.
Damn it. I should have known it was Zeke.
It was just completely to mess with you.
Wait, what the hell is wrong with me? Last 4 games, last night was a game that Leonard Fournette played in without a touchdown, scored the entire time.
There's no touchdowns, period.
Oh my gosh, I'm a dingling. That is the most dingling answer I've ever given. Just throwing this game away.
All right.
That's
So,
what I
but
get for
Deebo
the
Samuel
South I
actually has a
give
rushing
JL.
touchdown in his last 5 games, I believe.
Yeah.
Which is
Running back,
crazy.
wide receiver, Deebo Samuel.
Yeah. Sorry, Simon, you didn't get that correct. We're going to JL.
It's the
JL.
worst day of my life.
Worst day of your life so far.
Yeah. Let's go with FanDuel special for 400.
All right, JL's not messing around. He wants to put this game away. JL, put these players in order in terms of most likely to score an anytime touchdown. Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, and Josh Jacobs.
Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, or Josh Jacobs. I'll go with Dalvin Cook. I'll go with Dalvin Cook, Josh Jacobs, Justin Jefferson.
So you were going to say Dalvin Cook, Josh Jacobs, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
All right. Midnight is saying Cook, Jefferson, Jacobs. And actually, Midnight is correct.
Damn it.
It would be Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Josh Jacobs. All right. So Dalvin Cook's the most likely to score an anytime touchdown, followed by Jefferson, then Jacobs. I'm sorry, Jay, you didn't get that one correct.
But come here now,
B39
has our daily presidential trivia question in here. Looks like he wants JL to answer this.
No.
Who was the silent president? Do you know?
I hate
JL?
presidents.
I have no idea.
It was his nickname. John, do you know?
I have no idea.
Silent Calvin Coolidge, I believe, is the answer to this one. Come here now, Beach 89. We will see if that's correct, though. He'll come in with it.
I think we have time for one more round, right?
Yeah, we can do one more round real quick.
One more round, and then we'll get into Final Jeopardy. All right, John, you're up. You get to pick your category in question.
We're going streaking for 300, please.
The only $300 one left.
Only 300.
Expensive one left. Let's go, John. What player has at least 10 targets in their last 3 games played? AJ Green, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mike Williams.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is the only player.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yep.
Nice.
And he's
Nice and
absolutely correct. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. JL, you really like telling other people they get easy questions.
They
I
are.
really like to mention it.
That's an easy one.
That was an easy one.
Spit facts.
Simon, we're coming to you, but John's going to get to pick your category.
I'm gonna do. We're going streaking. Let's close out. We're going streaking.
Okay, it's for
All
200 and bad JL. You got a bad JL in the chat. Not the first time.
Simon, what player has at least 3 touchdowns in their last 4 games played?
In
Aaron
each
Rodgers?
of their last 4?
Yeah.
Stupid question.
Aaron Rodgers,
Cam Newton, Dak Prescott.
Aaron Rodgers.
You're going with Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers is absolutely correct, Simon. Let's go.
Aaron Rodgers.
1,100. And Simon, wrap it up. What is JL's last category here? Or actually, we could probably do one more round if you. Because
let's get into Final Jeopardy. Odd man out for JL.
Odd man out, JL. Which player does not have at least 200 rushing attempts? Cordero Patterson, Najee Harris, Jonathan Taylor, JL.
It's actually a hard question.
Was 200 rushing attempts. I will go with. I'll go with. God, I hate this. I will go with Cordero Patterson.
The man's going with Cordero Patterson. It's absolutely right. It's not even close. Jonathan Taylor has double the reception.
I couldn't remember how much
as him,
how
and
much
Najee Harris
had.
well over. There's only one person that's not like really a running back here, I guess, too. When it comes down to it, but you got it, JL, and that's going to tie you up with John going into Final Jeopardy. Simon is not far behind any of you guys with 1,100.
Right,
both you guys have 1,400.
Right where I like to be. We got Tim in here with a question. Tim said he's up 6 and have Fields and Metcalf. Opponent has Montgomery and OBJ. Do I get the dub? So up 6 with Fields and Metcalf going against Montgomery and OBJ. Tim, I'm going to give you exactly a 50% chance of winning. Exactly 50. John, where do you land on this one?
I think I'm going to lean with the advantage to the quarterback. So I think Fields Metcalf, I like that side, but my God, this is going to be as tight as it gets. This is like, that's close. But I'll lean Fields Metcalf side just a hair.
Josh, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, if you weren't up 6, I would take Fields and Metcalf here. So I'm going to give you a 63% chance of winning.
Yeah, I'm with Josh. I was going to say like 58. So
yeah,
okay.
Let's go.
Okay, Josh, are we going into Final Jeopardy?
We are going into Final Jeopardy. John, I don't know if you have any pen and paper or anything. You can use your phone, but we're going to write down. That's what I like to see, John.
Born prepared.
So-
I'm no rookie.
So we're going to write down the wagers before I ask the question that you want to wager. Just to remind you guys, both JL and John have 1,400. Simon has 1,100. And the category for the last question is week 15 fantasy points.
Week what?
Week 15. So this previous week's fantasy points. So you're going to write down what you would like to wager, and I will give you guys a few more seconds. Do, 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 do.
Okay.
Do,
I got my
do,
wager.
do, 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 do,
Mine
do, do, do,
And John, apparently I am a rookie because I don't have pen and paper handy.
do, 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 do. All right, you guys got your wagers?
Yes.
Ready.
Yep.
All right, just go ahead and I'll show them at the same time. And I guess I'll write them down.
Oh, 1,400.
All right, going big or going home from John. And so is JL. Oh, man. So is that 3,301, Simon?
301. I thought
So
one
if
of these
everyone
which
gets
ones-
this incorrect, Simon will be the winner.
wins. That's what I was going for.
So Simon will actually end up winning this if everyone gets this incorrect. If John or JL get it correct, they'll win. But if they both get it correct, they'll be tied. And I'll figure out while you guys answer what we're going to do. All right, guys, here's your question. Which player scored the most PPR fantasy points in week 15? Pick the player. Tim Patrick, Devontae Parker, Jeff Wilson, Devin Singletary.
Done.
What a ragtag group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Boo doo 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 doo. Do 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 do.
All right. How you guys feeling?
Reveal our. I feel pretty confident.
Are you feeling pretty good?
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Why don't you guys just all go ahead and reveal what you have written down there? Jeff Wilson by Simon, Devin Singletary by John, and JL. Parker. Parker from JL. All right. We had 3 different answers. I don't know if this has ever happened. 3 different answers by all the players. Simon going with Jeff Wilson, John going with Devin Singletary, and JL going with Devontae Parker. Well,
The answer is Tim Patrick.
that would be fantastic. And that means Simon would win, actually. Here are these players' fantasy points from the last week in a PPR league. Simon, great job.
Woo!
You are going to be the winner today. Let's go, Simon. Let's go. Bravo,
Well
Simon.
done.
Bravo.
Damn it.
Tim Patrick with 13.2 fantasy points. Devontae Parker with 16.8. Jeff Wilson with 19.9 and Devin Singletary with 16.6. That's going to give Simon the win, and he was losing most of the game. Great comeback yet again, Simon. I am impressed. Great answer right there. Let's
The
go.
only reason I knew that is because I was putting together some more zero RB propaganda based on the results this week. So I was very familiar with how Jeff Wilson did.
Gotcha.
So be on the lookouts for that propaganda dropping soon right there. John, thank you so much for coming on with us today. We really appreciate it, guys. If you are not already following our friend John on Twitter, go and follow him right now. Sorry, excuse me. You can find him on Twitter at FTLS_JBats. That is JBats with 2 T's. So make sure you go follow him. It is right there underneath his beautiful face. And John, thank you for taking the time to come on with us today. We really appreciate it. It's always a blast.
No, dude, this is so much fun. Thank you guys. As always, you guys post a great show. You guys do a ton of good stuff. So I appreciate you letting me come and hanging out. It was fun.
Anytime, John.
Yeah.
Truly anytime.
Absolutely. Seriously.
Guys, that is going to be it for us today. Josh, go ahead.
Trading me's fantasy fun.
Oh my God, and it got loud right as you did it. Guys, now that everyone's eardrums are blown out, that is going to be it for us today, guys. We will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time, playing some more games. And we have office hours tomorrow as well at 4:15 Eastern time to answer any and all of your questions. And a reminder, guys, we're approaching the end of the season. I just wanted to let everyone know, in case you weren't here last offseason, we do not stop. We keep on going all year round, 5 days a week, 3 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to keep on doing it. Maybe we're crazy, but come hang out with us in this offseason. We're still going to be putting content out there, playing some games, talking fantasy. That is it for us today, though. John, thank you again. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Adios, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Peace.